St. Petersburg, or Leningrad as it's still called in this alternate reality, is where the 7 leaders of the spacefaring entities are meeting to discuss matters, and according to Aleida, capturing and processing that iridium asteroid is projected to be a $2 trillion operation.
Dang!
But the asteroid could be worth 10 times that, so it's definitely worth it.
Except it would take too long for businesses and countries to see a return on investment, something like 30 to 40 years.
Which is too long for countries or even companies to accept.
Which would also take us beyond the projected end of the show, so that just won't do at all.
All through the meeting, Margot spies via cameras and speaks through Irina via a hidden earpiece. She proposes ideas to Aleida without her knowing that it's Margot actually saying these things.
It's a Cyrano de Bergerac situation.
But that's just not good enough for her. She wants to bounce ideas in person.
But she can't do that. Everyone thinks she's dead. Can you imagine the shock and repercussions were she to do that?
Well, she's doing it, with Irina's approval, of course.
And at first, Aleida is just so delighted she's alive after all these years.
But the reality of the situation sets in, and she's damn pissed off about it. Her mentor was a traitor.
She suspected it, but she never really knew for sure. Until now.
The one good thing here is that the Russians didn't have transporter technology. She actually left with her contact just before the explosion last season. It was just blind luck that she left that day, and at that moment. So, they end up working the problem of trying to move the asteroid to orbit Earth rather than it settling around Mars to facilitate a faster turnaround and greater return for Earth.
And the Russians eventually have a press conference where Margot reveals she's been a defector for 10 years.
The Americans must be delighted they didn't name their new space center after her.
Meanwhile, on Mars, Ed's going stir-crazy doing nothing, so he gets high and drunk in his room and then has an idea. He goes to Alea's bar.
Because of course he knew of Alea's bar.
So why didn't he report it? He's always very strict with stuff like that, unless it can benefit him. Because deep down, Ed's a bully, and I think he kept that information to himself until it became advantageous for him to make use of it. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
At around the same time, Alea cuts Dale out of his smuggling route.
He essentially cuts his legs off.
Seriously?
That's just a figure of speed, Gigi. The biggest guy in the smuggling team threatens him.
So, McCluck was wrong. Alea didn't poison him.
Can't win them all, although I bet he wishes he had. As Dale recruits the North Koreans through Lee, who's pissed off that Alea never intended to bring his wife to him as promised, and North Korean tough guys beat up that big smuggling guy.
Oh, it's a quick war, as Dale promptly takes over the bar and Alea finds himself without his favorite lucrative hobby.
I bet it's not the end of it. It can't be, right? Didn't figure out Dale for a kingpin. I don't think he has the chops for it.
That'll be for a later episode, as Macy has gathered a bunch of Helios workers to try and get them to unionize.
Most of them are Americans, so they're not into that kind of commie shit.
Well, you have a point there, McCluck, but things change when Ed pops in.
He sure does pop in everywhere in this episode.
He's clearly planning his revenge on Paul for grounding him, and he didn't come empty-handed. The latest round of bonuses shows that Helios have altered the contracts, which, apparently, they're allowed to do.
You should always read the small print.
Which means they'll need to work harder to earn a pittance compared to the bonuses they used to get.
That's the last straw, and they all agree with Massey that they need to.
Strike!
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 Another good episode, guys.
You like it because you were right about the union stuff.
I was right about that, wrong about something else. Unlike Murphy's, I'm not bitter, Gigi. The political intrigue is still fascinating, and yes, was developing on Mars. I kinda suspected.
There were hints.
They were. It didn't just come out of my nuggets. But I was engaged throughout, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it takes us. This season is doing its best to erase the stain that was season 3. There's no slapstick jokes, or things that defy the laws of physics as they have been established in the show. It's just good, believable drama, and I'm here for it. But as the reality of the situation sets in,